So before I even get started, I just want to give a few props out there because I got a lot of elders and family members out there watching me everywhere. So I want to give props out there to my mother, Darlene, up in Seattle, to my family members on the East Coast, my mother-in-law, my cousin down in Texas, my uncle. It's his birthday. Happy birthday, uncle. And this is Veterans Day. I want to say happy Veterans Day to all service people. And with that, the other thing is I want to say send out a special shout out to San Jose State University. They allowed me this opportunity to do this, and I just want to thank Jamal Williams for helping me to make this happen. So it's a lot of people that helped me to make this happen. So I'm going to go ahead and start cooking, and then I'll be talking while I'm cooking. And so everybody that's ever been to my kitchen, yes, this is the same kitchen. God blessed me to cook here and go international. So just thank you guys. So what I'm preparing over here, and it's the first thing, and everything I cook, I call it simply healthy cooking. I try to get everything down like an hour or less, or maybe an hour and a half. So I'm going to work on this, getting it down to an hour or less. So if I get you to cook, you can cook an hour or less, then that makes you happy, and you're less likely that you're going to go out and eat the other food. But to be ready to cook something like this, you got to be prepared. You got to make that hour run to the grocery store once a week. Make sure you have all of your ingredients. And with this, I'll talk ingredients one at a time. On this ingredient with my rotisserie, my baked rotisserie chicken, I'm going to be putting this in the oven. I'm going to cook it on 375. So what you put in your rotisserie chicken, and I mainly use garlic powder, onion powder, I use pepper, I use seasoned salt. I hardly ever use regular salt now that it really calls for it. So I got this all prepared. Then we're going to go ahead and put it in my oven. And I love this. I'm blessed. I got two ovens. I can't be much happier. So after I do that, everything is about cleanliness. I got to wash them hands. When you touch chicken, you do anything with meat and vegetables, you keep them all separated, and you wash your hands over and over, especially with chicken. Because chicken will make everybody sick. So my hands, I wash them up a good 3 times, and then I can go to my vegetables. So what I'm going to be doing with the vegetables, I'm going to be roasting them. And for the sake of time, I've already roasted the corn on the cob. So anybody that loves corn on the cob, this is the best way you can make corn on the cob. You don't do nothing. You just leave it on the shuck, put it in the oven, 375 for half an hour, and you got corn on the cob. No boiling or nothing. And it tastes so sweet, it tastes like you put sugar in it. The next thing, we're going to go ahead and get my rice going. So with rice, how you cook rice, plain white rice, is whatever your serving size is. Then you want to go ahead and make sure. So right now I got 4 cups of water. That one of me, I'm going to put 2 cups of rice in there, a little margarine, and a tiny bit of salt in there. And once I get that all in here, and then on the rice package, family, it tells you how to make the rice. If you just follow that instruction, you can get you some nice tender rice in about 20 minutes. So I put all of that together. And once it starts boiling, then I'm going to take and put these vegetables in there. So I call it my veggie rice. So I got green onions chopped up. I got celery. That's part of my favorite thing there. So as soon as it starts boiling again, I'll put the vegetables in there, turn it down on low, and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And then you got that ready. The next thing I'm getting ready to go ahead and get prepared up here is that we're going to roast these vegetables. This squash, it came straight from my garden. I just pulled it out a little bit, and then we're going to put in fresh carrots in there. And so how I do that, let me get my pan out. This is a real live show. This is really my kitchen, okay? So I got that in there. So then what you take with your vegetables, make sure nothing over here with the chicken stuff. So my rice is boiling there. So my vegetables, I've already washed them. I already sliced them up. So what you're going to do is we're going to take that, we're going to put a little olive oil. And if you want to cook your vegetables to taste really good, and it almost is like you put sugar on it when you cook with olive oil. So I take a little olive oil, put it on there. We're going to take a little black pepper and put it on there. No salt. No salt. You don't even need it. Okay, so in the meantime, then my rice is boiling up here. You take and stir it. Make sure you stir it. If not, it's going to be stuck and it's going to be hard. Just keep stirring it until you feel like everything's loose. And once everything is all stirred up here, then you take your vegetables and just drop them in there. Bring it back to another boil, and in a few minutes, I'm going to turn it down and I'm going to let it simmer. But in the meantime, I'm working with this squash right here. So like you guys seen, I just put olive oil all over it. Sprinkle some black pepper on there. And so with this, for the sake of time, I just got this squash straight from my garden like a half an hour ago. So you just take it, wash it, and slice it whole. You don't peel it or anything, and you just lay it in the pan like that. We're gonna cook it like 20 minutes on a high temperature of around about 375. So I got my carrots all chopped up here. I love fresh carrots. We're gonna do the same thing as we did with that. So this has already been washed and prepped. Then we just take and put a little olive oil on there, and we put that olive oil on there. And like I said, that makes everything taste sweet. It's unbelievable what olive oil will do for you. So all my oils I use is like either olive oil, vegetable oil, or canola oil. I hardly ever use any lard or, you know, like pig grease. I like a little pork every now and then, but I really don't cook with that. That's not part of my healthy menus. So then you put it on there and you put the top loosely, because if you put the top on there tight, then it's gonna blow up and make a big old mess everywhere. So you see these carrots, I got them all like this. Got my oven preheating at 375 already for this. So then that's done. It's gonna go in my chopper. So then we'll look for this about another 20 minutes. You don't have to do nothing. That's how simple. And with my meals, I call them simple, is because if I can teach you how to cook simply, you're more likely that you're gonna wanna cook. But if it's too much work, it's got too many ingredients, it's gonna take all day. Nobody wants to be bothered with that kind of stuff. It's just easier to drive down the street and go pick up something. And my other thing, the main thing, to go, let's get this cleaned up. But I like healthy cooking and healthy eating, especially for all families. But children are my real goal, to keep them healthy. So if I can keep them healthy, eating good and all of that, you're more likely that they're gonna have a nice, healthy life there. And you start it. You start them out early, eating healthy, they're gonna keep that tradition up. They're just gonna keep on eating healthy and wanna eat healthy. They're not gonna wanna go and eat the fast food or whatever is out there. And then with fast foods, why I don't like that, it's got too many fats, preservatives, and all of that. And I have people I know that are vegetarians, so they think if they go to these fast food places and don't put any meat in there, that they're doing really good. They don't know that whatever you buy in there is processed. So it's going to be something going on there. It's processed behind the scenes. So just try to keep your kids away from that. And it's also a behavior thing. Like a lot of kids, people don't even know, if they get that artificial flavorings and coloring, that's more likely that, you know, it causes behavioral problems in children. To me, it's not a behavioral problem really, is that you feed them this food, they eat it, they're okay now. In a little while, they're gonna be hungry, in a little while, they're gonna be acting up. So, you know, so if you give them some good stuff, you know, they're gonna be happy. And the other thing I like about cooking and cooking healthy is you teach them that lifestyle at a young age, and you teach them how to cook, and they want to take care of themselves. So what I call self-love is a good diet, that you feed yourself with healthy food, you give the children healthy food, lots of fruit and vegetables and all of that. So when I'm not doing all this in the kitchen and talking, then I'm working in my garden. I have a fresh garden right here in my backyard. We'll show that in a little while. And in that garden is everything you could imagine is back there. You know, fresh collard greens, mustard greens, it's kale, it's green onions, spinach, broccoli, cabbage, fresh tomatoes, squash, zucchini, and you know, a lot of fresh herbs back there, rosemary, parsley, basil. So I cook with a lot of that stuff so that I save myself from, because you want to give food flavor. It's okay to be healthy, but you want it to taste good too. So that's why I use a lot of powders, and I use a lot of herbs from my garden, and that makes the food taste really good. So the rice is already then boiled up. Turn it down on real low, and you keep this tilted so that they can be ready. And it'll just cook for about 20 minutes, and it won't even overspill or anything. And so the main thing, once you're done with that, I'll get everything out cooked, cleaned up, and put out of the way. People will remember this. This is something that's a pet peeve of mine. When I cook, what I do is everything I've touched, it has to be cleaned off, because the next time I go touch it, I don't like having that feeling that, you know, it was something else on there, and that's not healthy, it's not clean. So clean up all of your stuff. And the other things, like So my name is, like I said, Crystal Calhoun. So I'm the elder leader of the San Jose Unified Equity Coalition. And what we're into the school system and what we're working on is, for a healthy life for the students. And we want to upfund the students with counselors, and teachers of color, ethnic studies, special education, restorative justice practices, and all of that works together with healthy cooking and healthy eating. So if a child is well fed, they know that they're loved and cared for, more likely they're going to have a much successful, healthy lifestyle there. So my job is to teach it. Like I said, I done taught my kids, now I'm teaching my grandkids. My grandkids know how to go out and work in the garden and all of that. So we live in the city. So when you come to grandma's house, put your phone down, put the computer down, and we're getting ready to get dirty. We're getting ready to go out and act dirty in the kitchen and all, we're getting ready to do all of this. So I've been teaching everybody this. And that's what I call my simple lifestyle. So just in the time that we've been talking, I got the rice simmering. Right here, I got the vegetables roasting on a high temperature. I got the chicken down there. It's already starting to, getting ready to start sizzling and everything. So once that's all done, then you just wait and you just hang around the kitchen and you just think about all the healthy stuff that you're doing for your body and everything. And other than that, I'm always dancing. So I'm always dancing in the kitchen or whatever. Everybody that knows me, I'm the dancing Afro lady. So I call it dancing fun, and it's exercise, because we all need to exercise and keep it moving. So I exercise by dancing. I exercise by walking. I exercise by taking my grandchildren for walks. I take them to the park and all of that. And the kids need that. It's like they need to walk in a park more than they need that laptop that you got them sitting in front of. So once I take them for the walks, everybody's so relaxed, and you have conversations where you can walk around, your neighborhood and be talking to a 3 or 4 year old and find out what's going on in their little heads and all of that. That's the beauty of it. So that's really cooking right there. And then we'll just be waiting. So this is part of my simple life of cooking. I better not take that. Yeah, so I better not go there. So this is how simple it is, to eat healthy every day. And if parents, like people say, well, I'm too busy and, got this, so it's much easier. Like, no, you're not. I had a career. I was just talking about that. I had a career 40 years plus in high tech. I had my children while they were going to school and all of that, and they had a healthy meal every day because it's called preparation. Opportunity meets preparation. Preparation meets opportunity. So if you're ready, you take that time out and you say you don't have time, put the laptop down, put the phone down, run to the store. And the beauty of part of living in this part of California is that most of all the vegetables, half of the vegetables grown in America are grown in this area. So you can get really good deals on good vegetables. You can make salads and you can do a lot, but you gotta be prepared to live healthy. And that's what I call self-love, is when you're putting that good stuff into your body. That's what help, that's what self-love. When everybody's talking about I love myself and all of that, it's like, well, what are you putting in your body? What are you putting in those children's body? They need brain food. They need some good stuff. They need stuff that's going to stick. I came from the old days. They call it good rib sticking meal. So I make sure that they got a good rib sticking meal and it's healthy too, So then, it's unbelievable the face when people come to my home and I'm cooking always, and the kids and the family walk in, and the first thing they do is start smiling because they're, in my kitchen, and they know they're getting ready to get well fed. And what my food does for you is I call it love. So when people eat my food, they're like, so what does it taste like? It don't taste like this. It don't taste like that. I'm like, it just tastes like love because I just put the love in there. And I was talking to one of my good friends and I was telling him the nicest thing you can do to somebody is offer a well home cooked meal and to teach them, because you want to teach the kids, because what I'm doing is prepping and teaching for skills to life, so I taught my brothers and sisters, taught my children, now I'm teaching my grandkids, so we can keep this healthy lifestyle, just keep going in our families and all of that. And when you take the time out and teach them how to cook, and then they want to do that, So they're not going to just sit around and play video games. They're like, oh yeah, by the way, I better get in there and start, making me a healthy dinner, and then they know that feeling after the healthy dinner. They're like, yeah, I need to go and do that. So in my house, this table right here, I done served, I done made, hey, just pick it up and drop it. Excuse me. That was spam calling me for sure. I'm old school. I got a house phone. I had the same house phone for 38 years. Excuse me. The same one. Yeah, so now look, the spam then threw me off. But anyway, so we just keep on talking about those healthy children and all of that, and just to see their faces. And like I said, I done cooked thousands of meals, and anybody that comes to my kitchen, I will make your plate. I will personally make your plate and serve you. We will sit down, we will hold hands, and we'll say our prayers, and then we'll get together. And I call it a temperature check. I'm seeing, how are you doing? How's your day going? What's going on with you? And we just sit there and have a nice dinner. And then I teach manners too. And it's funny how I teach manners. I came from Texas. I was born and raised in El Campo, Texas. So what they taught us, was a good diet. We were very poor, but we ate very well, because most of our diet was all grown. So we ate very well. I can't say how good that food was, but I teach kids how to sit down at the table, relax. You don't be moving around. You don't touch your hair. Don't touch your hair at my table. Okay. You don't do that. Okay. You put your arm, you don't put your elbows on my table. No, 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 no. So when you teach them manners, I like it when people say, well, these kids don't have no manners. Like, well, did you teach them? You didn't realize that you were taught manners. I was taught manners. So I can teach children manners and respect. And when they laugh and just sit there and relax, it's unbelievable, the good food. And, like I said, I got the grandkids, when my grandkids are asking me for seconds on vegetables, and they want to sit around and drink my collard green juice, and they think that's cool. And we're just sitting there laughing. We're sitting there laughing and joking. And we call it collard green juice, but most people remind me it's pot liquor. That's what we call it. It's pot liquor. And we put some pot liquor in a cup, warm it up, and we sit there and have conversations about that good food and what's going on there. So it's unbelievable, the opportunities that I done had. And like I said, I was awarded this grant by San Jose State to do this. And they said, well, Crystal, like, what's healthy cooking got to do with racial justice? Because that's what my coalition, we work on racial justice and everything. And I'm like, well, if you racially, what it is like your race, but you take it and you feed these kids healthy, you give them a good life, you let them know that they're loved, they're cared for, and everything. And it's unbelievable what it'll do for you. And so with my coalition, we work on to keep these kids' mind healthy, keep their bodies healthy. And our other thing is, being an activist in the community is one of my main goals, is to help stop this the school to prison pipeline with our children. So I'm here for all children, but my main goal is just to help the Black children, Okay, thank you.
So we're going to move to a quick video. Crystal, thank you so much for setting up that conversation. We'll get into an interview a little bit more to talk about what it means to support everyone, specifically Black families, around healthy lifestyles. So let me start this video and we will go.
Okay, so how many minutes I got?
And for those of you who want to step away, that's fine too. This will be our little bit of an intermission. And here's a throwback to Mama Chris last year when she was a guest on Tish's table. So we're going to hear about her cooking session then. You'll learn a little bit more, and then we'll get into more in depth with racial justice and racial equity in the form of healthy eating, cooking, and lifestyle.
So, hey, look. And when I ain't doing all that, I'm just dancing. Tell me.
Well, Mom, Chris, I think we're gonna get started if you're ready.
Okay, so is the mic and everything ready? Look, can you hear me? Okay, so then tell me, give me the time.
So, hello, everyone. We are back. Sorry for the delay. Mama Chris is just gonna give us a little update on what it means and what the importance of being able to cook as a young Black person for yourself, and making sure that you are passing on those traditions. So Mama Chris, if you could let us know what is the importance to you to help young Black people know how to cook for themselves.
So the important thing is that when you cook for yourself, your body is healthy, your mind is healthy, and that just makes a more successful student. And when you take the time to go ahead and, you know, teach a child how to cook and they get interested and they want to do this, that makes for a very successful, healthy life. And then they're passing it on. And you know, can't speak for other communities, but in our community, with the high blood pressure, with the diabetes, with the obesity. And then my main pet peeve is those cigarettes. So if we can keep a kid healthy and keep them on the right track, then we got more successful students and they got a more healthier, healthier school life. They got a happier life. They're just happy and they're healthy. You know, they want to get out there and exercise their bodies and exercise their minds. And, you know, get ready for the next generation, because everything that I do is I'm preparing the next generation to carry on this legacy of high, very, very, like I call it self-love. You know, when you take the time to self-love yourself and cook for yourself and put that good stuff in your body, that's self-love. When we talk about other stuff, everybody's got a different opinion, but this is our temple. This is God's temple. And we need to feed that with properly. And once you feed that and stay focused and stay loving, kind, generous, it all works.
Wonderful. And also, so more specifically about what it means for the Black community as a whole to be able to do something for themselves. What is the significance in comparison to, for instance, going to restaurants or going to the neighborhood store? Why should we make sure that we're focusing on having a sustainable routine and healthy lifestyle for Black families, even though we might not have access to these foods?
Yeah, so then on the access, I'll speak to that. And so then we live here in San Jose. So this is a nice culture. We got a lot of fresh vegetables and all of this. So you have to make your time to go and find it, because anything you want healthy to eat is right here. and it's really affordable too. And what Black families need, it's more than just, the healthy eating. We need to connect because we live here in the Santa Clara Valley, and we're only like maybe 3 or 4% of the population is Black. So the more we come together, the more we're able to sustain each other and, promote each other, and be involved in the children's, whatever the children's activities are, whether they're in the sports, music, and to make sure the main thing is to make sure they got that good education, read books to the children, talk to them. And that just takes us a long way. But the main thing is like we come together over that healthy food and we let each other know that we love each other and we care. And that's the main thing, love and care.
Wonderful. And so when it comes to your garden, how do you put love and care into your garden? And how do you share that with your family?
Okay, so how I put the love and care is like, I've been in that garden, like I said, I've been in the kitchen since 1965. I've been in the 1966, I'm sorry. And I've been in the garden even before that. And that garden, and when you're one with nature and you take the children and the grandchildren out there and showing them like how, you can plant, when they say the faith of a mustard seed, then what you can do is take a little seed and you have faith that you plant it in the ground and you care for it and you love it. And then it's going to produce these big leaves. It's going to produce all this healthy food for your mind and body. And what it teaches children, because I have all the grandkids in the garden with me too, and it teaches them and they understand like, this is really cool. You mean grandma can go out there and pick the tomatoes from the garden? I'm like, go ahead. I grow fresh strawberries. Go ahead, pick it, go ahead. Whatever you want to eat, then you go ahead and do that. So then it brings the community together too, because my garden, I don't sell anything out of my garden. So like I said, I grow spinach, you name it, spinach, to collard greens, to everything. And it's just my pleasure and all of that to share my skills, but to share my healthy cooking skills. And then I let people know I teach gardening. So, if somebody want me to teach them how to do this, we can all do this. Maybe not on this level. I'm blessed to have this big old garden, but we can do it.
Thank you so much, Mama Chris. We're gonna go back to you at the oven, right? You're gonna tell us how you finalize the cooking. And also, one person does want to know, when you get back to the oven, let us know what's going on with the corn. For those of you who are on Zoom, we're gonna just transition over. So I'm gonna put that slideshow up real quick, and then we will go back to the oven. So thank you for your patience.
Thanks, family.
Okay, can you,
Okay,
all right, go ahead and tell us, Mama Chris, how do we fix this plate?
okay, so are we getting ready to fix this plate? And thank you guys for being your patience with me. So then we got the rice, it's already ready, the veggie rice. So we steam that for 20 minutes. Okay, and it's totally done. And then for people want to know, how do you know if your rice is ready after the 20 minutes of you steaming it on low, not on high? And you just take a fork and you just pick up 1 grain of rice and, you know, step to the side. Okay, and that is totally ready. You know, step to the side. So the rice is totally ready. That's done. Turn the stove off. And then we got the vegetables in there. And we're gonna pull the vegetables out of the oven. And then somebody was asking me a question about the corn. I'll explain that. But it took 20 minutes at 375 degrees to fix this carrot and this fresh squash from my oven. I mean, from the garden, I'm sorry, from my garden. And then the corn, how I cook it, you just put it in the oven. You don't put anything on the corn. And you cook that for about and everything. When you're ready to eat, then you just peel that off. And then that's it. And then family, hey, we're doing all of this live. So, hey, bear with us. I got my team here. We're all working hard on this. So we got all of this, all the vegetables and the side dishes ready. So then I'm gonna show you guys the chicken. The chicken needs to cook just a little bit more, but I pulled it out of here. So look, so you guys seen this less than an hour ago. Let me get this out of here. I'm sorry. Okay, so about an hour ago, you guys seen this chicken when I was cooking it, you know, when I was just prepping it. So this is what the chicken looks like when it's already in there. So what you want to do is that you can just take it and you just baste it a little bit. And you want to baste it with the juice from the with the drippings. So you just call these are pan, they call them, it's like pan drippings. You take it, just baste it. So remember when I fixed this, all I put was olive oil on here, some seasoned salt, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and brown sugar. And the brown sugar helps to caramelize it and make it look all pretty and everything. And I got what you call a convection oven. So with a convection oven, the difference in that and the other ovens, it's got a fan back there. And the fan is circulating the heat all over that. So everything comes out all evenly brown. So we're gonna cook that chicken just a few more minutes and then it's gonna be ready. And then we'll be able to sit down and make that healthy plate and then we'll be able to enjoy that. But the other thing about me cooking and, you know, when you smell it, that's what kids and families really like, because you get that good smell on you, and then you can't help, well, you know, you can't wait to get that food in your mouth. And that's the beauty of it. When people are smiling, I put the love into my food and everything, and everybody's smiling, everybody's happy, everybody's tummy is happy, then I'm really happy. But again, I cook this for my family and everybody, but my Black families, okay, let's eat more vegetables, more fruit. Let's feed the kids more vegetables, more fruit. Stop them with the sugary drinks. That's not good. You know, on the average, a can of Coke got 12 teaspoons of sugar. So when you give a little kid that, and then in a few minutes they're bouncing off the wall, that's not fair to them. So give them water, give them milk, you know, give them non-sweetened stuff. Drink lots of water, my family. And, you know, let's stay healthy. And we want to stay around because in 19 days or so, I'm going to be 65 years old. And I'm the example of what you can do with your healthy life, you know, by eating right, lots of water, you know, exercising. And when I'm not doing all of that, I'm a dancing Afro lady. Can I have my flyer, please? Yeah, look, and when I ain't doing all of that, I ain't cooking and all of that, then I'm the dancing Afro lady. It looks like me back there in the 70s. I got my big afro. Look, I got my big afro. I got my bell bottoms on, you know. I should have been on Soul Train. So if I'm not doing all of this good stuff, then I'm dancing and smiling and entertaining. So I'm the dancing Afro lady, and I just go around dancing, smiling, and get everybody engaged in there from no matter what age, from little children to senior citizens. Everybody want to see me up, jumping up and down, smiling and dancing. And then once you start smiling, you know what they say, a smile, that's your vacation. They'll take you away from your whole, whatever going on, just smile and then a good chuckle, that'll take the stress off right there. So family, let's live a less stressful life. Let's be happy. Let's hold hands. Let's hug each other. Let's encourage these kids. Let's teach them manners. Let's teach them respect. And they will go there and they'll carry this away for life, and they'll be able to teach the next generation. So everything is a teaching moment for everything is a teachable moment for me. You know, I'm teaching, I'm teaching what's the next step. It's because I've already been there. Like I said, I've been around for a while. So I'm happy. I'm happy with this life, and I'm happy how I've been blessed. And I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for everybody watching. And just thank you, everybody that was helping me. I got my photographer here. I got Buford Brown. I got my special assistant here. I got Tamara Hall. And the three of us did a beautiful production. Thanks again to San Jose State. Thank you again to Jamal, who helped me to make sure I secured this grant. And I just can't say thank you enough. And I'm just going to be running and smiling all day, okay? So thank you.
Thank you, Mama Chris, and then we can't wait to get another plate. So tell the people how they can order a plate from you.
So what they can do is that I call it a healthy cooking and dinner with Mama Crystals, and I do a dinner on Tuesdays. And people can contact me on Facebook. They can call me on my phone number 408-859-4332, and they can give me a call, and I got a healthy plate. Yeah, I got a healthy plate for you. And it's really, I call it a donation. Yeah, I call it a donation because when I put in here, it's more than $12. So I just want a donation really to help me to pay for the food, because they don't give it to me for free. So once it's done, so then here we go. Look, here's your chicken. You see that? I started this 1 hour ago from start to finish. And let me tell you, I want to tell everybody how you know if your chicken is done or not. Take your knife, my hands stay clean all the time, I'm washing them. You know, if it falls off the bone like that, it's coming off like that, or you just take and you cut it to the bone, whatever part of chicken it is, and you cut it to the bone, and then you can look in there and you just see all of the meat. You don't see no pink, you don't see no red, and then that's how you know that your chicken is done. So today, me and Buford and tomorrow, where we're getting ready to eat right now, is baked rotisserie chicken, roasted corn on the cob. We got roasted squash, carrots, and we got veggie white rice. And this is what we're getting ready to have for lunch right now. And I can't stop smiling either. I can't stop.
And yeah, I can't stop smiling either. I can't wait to have a bite. Thank you so much, Crystal. This has been amazing. I hope everyone takes her up on ordering a meal next Tuesday. I put the number in the chat, and I'll put it for those of you who are on Facebook.
And the other thing is, we're coming up on Thanksgiving in 2 weeks. I will be smoking turkeys, Cornish hens, chickens, turkey legs, turkey wings. I will be cooking homemade sweet potato pies, peach cobbler, pecan pies, zucchini bread. So everybody hit me up, and I'll be glad to take care of everybody. And oh yeah, and then I make my own homemade dressing, and it's not stuffing, it's made with cornbreads and gizzards, okay? So hey, give me a call. Thank you.
All right, thank you everyone for viewing. Have a wonderful evening, and
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day, and please keep in contact with Mama Chris.
Yeah. Breaking bread with my mom. We got JB's in the background.
Yeah, outro, dancing out.